Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about a situation unfolding between the star Lana Rhoades on the Hub and CoffeeZilla, which is a YouTuber here on the platform with 958,000 subscribers. As of me recording this audio, it's a situation regarding a potential NFT slash crypto scam that Lana pulled off that could have netted her upwards of $1.5 million. CoffeeZilla is a YouTuber who's been recently calling out these kinds of scams in the last few months, actually is the person, if you remember the whole Ice Poseidon situation. Yeah, well, CoffeeZilla is the person who kind of broke that entire thing. So CoffeeZilla has been exposing people for pulling off these, these rug pulls or whatever you want to call them with NFTs and cryptocurrency and stuff like that, because there's been a pretty massive wave over the last year or so of like big online influencers and celebrities and whatnot that have been, introducing their own projects in this realm, and they've just basically scammed their audience. In fact, over the last couple weeks, I covered a situation in which Gunna, the rapper, was involved in one of this, and a lawsuit that has been placed against people like Soulja Boy and Lil Yachty and Jake Paul for their involvement in one of these types of scams too. You can watch those videos on my channel. So this has become like a pretty massive concept, right? Like people keep doing this in these industries, right? Where these people obviously are already rich, they already have a lot of money. In this instance, Lana Rhoades is an extremely famous porn star, okay? You may or may not have seen her content on the Hub. She's pretty much one of the massive faces of the pornography industry at this point, and she ended up doing her own NFT project, which those have been pretty controversial for reasons like this exactly, where people basically scam others with these. But she put out her own NFT project and kind of just ran away from it once the money rolled in, and it was basically because it was too negative is what she claims. There was a lot of rude comments and whatnot. People in the community were being too toxic and too mean, so she just kind of like rug pulled everybody apparently. This one seemed to go a little bit under the radar. In fact, I haven't seen anyone else talk about this except for CoffeeZilla. That's not to say that no one else has covered it, but that's the only person I've seen personally talking about this subject. But it turns out that when Lana Rhoades has been called out for this entire thing, when this all kind of broke and she started getting accused of rug pulling, she had some pretty interesting defenses for her actions. So I'm gonna go ahead and play a couple initial clips, I guess, from CoffeeZilla's video here to kind of give you guys a little bit of backstory behind what was going on.
So Lana Rhoades just rug pulled her NFT project and ran away with $1.5 million. Now she's claiming it's not her fault. Her community was just getting too negative for her. One of those negative comments was about how this person can't feed their kids because they invested it all into a star's JPEG collection. Quote, I spent what I can't lose, spent 4K. No job, have a 2-year-old son. If only someone bought my Christmas, Lana. Yeah, and apparently Lana Rhoades saw this post and said, hey, this is getting way too negative for me. I'm out.
All right, so this is just, I guess, a little initial clip and whatnot of this whole thing. So, once again, I know Lana Rhoades because, well, she's a star on the Hub, or at least she was. I don't know what she does nowadays. It appears that she's just doing NFT scams, but I know she's famous for her time in the adult industry, right? So I wanted to go ahead and I wanted to look up her net worth to kind of figure out a little bit, what's going on here? Is she rich? Is she having a reason to do this? I don't know. As of 2022, Lana Rhoades has an estimated net worth of $24 million. A large portion of her wealth has come from the entertainment industry, a tough job with intense competition. Most performers are likely to make just enough money to pay their monthly bills. Only the top 1% have the capability to earn millions. So Lana is worth a stunning $24 million, right? That really sounds like someone who should be complaining about the price of diapers, right? It's not like there's literally tens of millions of Americans out there that are struggling to pay their bills and struggling to feed their children, struggling to actually buy diapers for their kids because they make, $14 an hour and, the economy's not doing too hot with the whole inflation thing and whatnot, right? But poor Lana has to buy some diapers, man. She's got to get her kids some diapers. Don't you have $24 million to get them diapers with? Why do you need another $1.5 million? And it's not even about the money, right? That's the thing. I don't oppose people having money or being rich, but I do oppose people who are rich and try to pretend that they're not so that they can get sympathy from people or gain approval from people. If you're worth $24 million, the last thing that you need to be worrying about is the price of pretty much anything. You can afford virtually everything on planet Earth, at least when it comes down to the necessities. I mean, maybe you can't get a Marvel supervillain yacht or something like that, but at the end of the day, I don't think someone with $24 million in net worth is really someone to be crying about that, right? So, but let's also be honest here. Whoever was in this message either was trolling or this is the sad saddest thing I've ever seen. I mean, you got a kid at home and you're investing thousands of dollars into a porn star's NFT just hoping to make money off of it. Like, come on, man. That's pathetic at the end of the day. Like, your kid deserves better, if I'm being honest with you. They don't deserve a parent who's out here fucking spending this kind of money on frivolous purchases like NFTs, right? If you don't have money to invest, you don't invest. It's that simple. You don't take everything in the bank and go dump it into something and pray. You go make sure your family's good first and foremost, and you wait till you have money saved up you can afford to lose. That's how investing is supposed to work. Unfortunately, over the last like 2 years or so, people have just determined themselves that that's not what they need to do, and they invest money they don't have, and you see sad situations like this. So now Lana claims that the reason she left this project and everything is because people were being too mean in the Discord community, right? They were saying too much mean stuff. She didn't want to have to look at the comments and deal with it. It was too ridiculous. First off, I think it's kind of insane that somebody who made all of their money from like exposing the legitimate, like most bare form of themselves possible is somebody who would be upset by Discord messages, considering she has like tens of millions of views on the hub, and I'm sure there's been a lot worse comments made about her in those comment sections. But also on top of that, you have basically put out a project that people have invested money into, sometimes thousands of dollars, and you feel that it's responsible for you to back out of it, even though these people believed in you for this, that, it's acceptable to back out because you got too many mean comments. Well, it turns out that a lot of the quote-unquote mean comments that were being made were people simply just displeased with the direction of the project and people basically calling it out for being a scam. That's what was too mean for her to look at. So basically, people were telling the truth, right? They were telling people how they felt about the project, and she didn't want to hear about it and read about it, so she just kind of like abandoned the whole thing, which is a pretty cool thing to do in my opinion. You only got people's fucking money, right? Their entire financial future on the line here. It's a pretty easy thing to just walk away from. So apparently Lana Rhoades saw the video that CoffeeZilla made, because now he's made two videos, one where he kind of like broke the initial story and whatnot, and the second one kind of responding to what Lana says that we're about to take a look at here. So YouTubers are fucking sickos, diseases of the internet who will do anything and say anything for views, okay? So we're sickos and diseases for saying that this all appears to be a complete fucking rug pull scam because she abandoned the project. So what does it make you if this is all true? If all of these rumors that, you backed out and basically rug pulled and everything, and, you basically not giving a fuck that your fans or whatever put all this money into your project, what does that make you if you walked away from it and let them just suffer and sit there with the bag in their hands while you net $1.5 million? If CoffeeZilla or me or anyone else who talks about this makes us a sicko, right? Or a disease of the internet, what does it make you? So she's trying to discredit what's being said, right? Oh, they'll do anything, right? They'll say anything for views. They'll just slander someone, they'll just make something up. Fucking weirdos, oh, little sickos. So this is where the deflection continues, right? Instead of just addressing people on what happened and providing any sort of legitimate explanation, she's more interested in just like personally attacking people. And it's very clear what she's talking about here. She doesn't directly like mention CoffeeZilla by name or anything in this tweet, but at the end of the day, we all know what this is about. The timing is just way too coincidental for this to be going down, right? For this to be about really anything or anyone else. She's just kind of mad that she got called out on this, right? So, but in the grand pictures of things, this is so fucking stupid for me to even address outside of finding a solution for the actual holders of the NFT. People are living in fear for their life in Ukraine right now, and people are worried about NFTs. What has the world come to? Well, that's pretty weird, Lana. Where's your support for Ukraine, right? What are you doing? Are you getting people out? Are you getting involved? What's the deal with that, right? I mean, I haven't heard anything. I also don't really follow her on anything or keep up with her outside of the story, and then on top of that, it's kind of weird for you to be like equating a situation where thousands of people are dying in a legitimate war in the, Ukrainian country right now, basically comparing that to you quote-unquote rug pulling people with an NFT scam. I mean, yeah, you're right. Finding an actual solution for the actual holders of the NFT is probably priority number one, but where are you doing that? Where are you addressing any of this at? In fact, you aren't. You ran away from the criticism. You ran away from people on Discord being shitty to you because you weren't following along with the message of the NFT, which was you were supposed to be trying to build a project that made people money and was actually smart to invest in. Well, you didn't do that. People started complaining about that, and you ran away from from it. But now you want to pretend that while you're finding a solution, everyone's just completely, you know, trivializing what happened in Ukraine, right? No one really cares, you know? It's not like that's been literally priority number one for the entire planet over the last 48 hours or anything like that, right? All it is deflection. I think that that's pretty obvious, right? Everything about it. So when she initially ran from the criticism, that was deflecting, right? She let the Discord mods and other people explain it away. Explain away why this project failed and why she was backing out of it and whatnot and running away from the comments. Then, when people made YouTube videos like CoffeeZilla talking about it and calling her out for this whole thing, her first response is to call them fucking weird and odd and stuff like that, and call them sickos and things like that, right? So that was a deflection because, you know, why address the criticism in the YouTube video? Why address anything CoffeeZilla said? Why address any of the proof and evidence that he provided for the claims that this was a rug pull? Why address that? It's almost like that could pretty much solve the entire situation. Like, if Lana were to come out tomorrow and be like, hey, here's all the proof, I'm not scamming anyone, this is what's going on, this is who's fixing it, whatever, right? That is an infinitely more respectable response than just being like, oh, you guys are fucking weird for talking about me. Don't you know what's going on in Ukraine? Yeah, everyone knows what's going on in Ukraine. Everyone's talking about it. We already know. But don't use that to deflect. Don't use that to run away from the fact of what's happening here. Don't use that as a shield. You think those people in Ukraine would appreciate that? You think those soldiers that are fucking dying for their country would appreciate some random porn star worth $25 million over in America scamming people and using them as the shield to defend themselves with? Once again, and I can't stress this enough, she has money. And a lot of these people who do these scams, they have money, right? And you can say, oh, that's because they know how to make it, and this is a prime example. You can make money without ripping people off. You know, you can make money without fucking scamming people. Lana even knows that, right? I mean, she's been in so many countless different videos online, to say it the most PG way possible. She already made money. You know, she's already good. She don't have to do shit for the rest of her life at this point. But apparently we have fathers out here who are spending thousands of dollars on it and not properly taking care of their fucking kids. To me, I think that's sad and that's ridiculous. And to address that and brush it all off as, well, there's more important things going on right now, so why say anything about me, is not only irresponsible, but it's fucked up. I mean, at the end of the day, man, this is something that's been going on with a lot of people, right? This is a legitimate kind of like social issue going on right now. These people who are worth millions of dollars are just ripping people the fuck off on technology that like 90% of people really don't understand. They're promising all these things. Oh, bro, I'm gonna make you something that makes fucking money, you know, and then of course you put your $5,000 into it and it's $200 by the end of the week. You're sitting there looking like a dum-dum, your wife's ready to divorce you, the kid's crying because all it's had's fucking ramen and potato chips for the last 3 weeks. And Lana Rhoades, you know, she's sitting in her fucking mansion somewhere counting the $100 bills with her fucking thumb, you know, just chilling out, right? Tweeting on Twitter about how much of a piece of shit CoffeeZilla is for covering it. Like, come on guys, stop falling for these fucking celebrity scams, quit buying into these NFT projects and stuff. I don't know if anyone is going to take my word on that, you know, and listen, but really you're just putting yourself in a bad position. I mean, what's the best outcome? You make a couple $100 on your few $1,000s one time, you know, that's the best outcome. Like, you guys are not the Wolf of Wall Street. Let's stop buying into this shit, okay? If you're gonna buy into something, you know, go have a stockbroker put you up a nice fucking index fund or something. I don't know, man. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about the Lana Rhoades NFT scam and signing out.